What's going on, everybody? This is Ross, the Misfit Effect, and of course, I'm doing my wonderful, beautiful, spectacular co-host, Sarah Lace. But you know what? She just caught me off guard when I told her I said we're just gonna record something. She didn't hear that part, and she just said what we're gonna do. Anal, butt stuff, and in the booty, and and I don't like anybody touching my booty. No, we're not gonna do anything in the booty.
So, no, I don't understand why you are so confused, mister. You asked me if I was ready, and I said, for what? Butt stuff? Come
I
on,
mean, I
look
mean,
at
but
me.
but
Don't
Sarah.
I look like I love anal?
But Sarah, you're always ready for butt stuff.
Hmm.
Well,
Absolutely.
respectfully, you just can't stick it in there. You gotta wait until you're ready. I mean, some people just
Mhm.
like to stick it in, and they gotta give you awareness, like 2 days in advance. Like, Sarah, I'm gonna touch your booty.
2 days in advance, you have to tell me? But what if I want it right now?
Well, I mean, if you want it right now, I don't know if you done cleaned out. I mean, I don't like, yeah, I don't know what.
So, are you
uh,
saying you do not play in the mud?
Sarah, you like, and this is no disrespect to anybody out there. Sarah, you like to eat food that can lead to, a muddy butt. And I I no, I don't want to play in the mud.
A muddy butt?
A muddy butt.
Look,
Yeah.
if you play back there, you better be prepared to dip your finger in the mud. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
And dip your toe in the mud. Come
I
on.
mean I haven't actually watched you, clean out the mud, but I know you've been in a room cleaning out the mud, and and yeah, after that, it's okay to, delve deep into the mud.
True, true. Hey, anytime I do anal, I always prep.
I mean, that's the what you should always do. I mean, like, because I think I told you before, I was watching, and this is not a movie, mind you. I was watching a movie, of it was like an all girl, um, like lesbian movie, and they're all by, I'm not gonna describe it because someone might know what movie it is. But it's an all girl movie, and this girl is getting done from behind with a dildo, strap on, of course, and then all of a sudden you see the ooze come out in a
Ooh, yeah, that
yeah.
happens. Look, some people think it's very fucking sexy to get down and dirty like that. So, who are we to kink shame?
I mean, I don't I don't kink shame, but it's just it's just a lot, like,
Hmm.
ugh.
Like the only time I'll kink shame will come when it comes to eating it. You know, two girls, one cup vibe for shame.
Uh, you know what?
For
I
shame.
don't like
Because what?
I don't mind eating the booty. I'm sorry, I don't mind eating the pussy, but I wouldn't want to eat a booty.
I get it. It's not for everyone, to be honest with you. Like, I personally am not too fond of eating ass. Like, I'm a dirty girl, so I will go down and do it. Like, it doesn't matter whose ass, like, I will eat it. But that's not one of my pleasures. Like, I don't really care to get my ass eaten or to eat other people's asses, but I still do it because I know it brings them pleasure. So that's what I'm about.
I mean,
All in the name of pleasure.
I understand people enjoy it. It's just like I don't like doing it, you
Hmm.
know.
I get that.
So it's like I get it, but it's ew,
Yeah.
ew.
I don't know why there's this thing. Like, I understand that porn keeps getting more taboo, or like, there's always like some certain kink that is like popular. But like, why is it now that anytime we get requested to do like boy girl scenes and even anal stuff, they always ask us if we do rimming, if we eat other people's ass. And certain times we won't get booked if we don't eat ass. Like, what's that about? Like, let me just suck your dick and let you put it in my ass, okay?
Uh, I've never done
I'll
anal.
still eat it, but
I've
like,
never done anal.
you've never fucked a girl's ass before?
Mm-mm.
Damn.
No.
Do you want to?
I'm, you know what? YOLO.
Yellow!
YOLO. 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 But the only thing is like it's just different because like I know how a pussy feel and like because I've been in one and it's just like yeah it's just I don't know what to expect.
It's a different grip. I will say for sure, it is a different like sensation because obviously the booty doesn't self-lubricate in a sense. It does have things that come out of it, and that's the lubrication technically. But obviously, when we clean out the booty, there is no lubrication in there. So, gotta make sure that there's lots of lube. If not, it will feel dry, like, but there are
Well,
some people that like it dry.
I do have a lot of lube at the house. Um, because I do
And
have a
I actually don't recommend that numbing anal lube, like anal-ease kind of vibe. Um, that is more for anal training with dildos, but when you're actually doing anal with a person, no anal-ease for me.
I have anal leads too, but I've never used it. I
Hmm.
only saw it in there.
Yeah, I seen it when I was
Synced
organizing.
it. You synced
I seen it.
it.
But still, like the the anal lube will basically like numb the hole back there. And in that process, it will
Mhm.
also numb the dick. So it starts to go limp, and that just defeats the fun. So anal-ease is for training. Once that booty hole is prepped and ready, then you just use some regular lube. I'd say silicone based as opposed to water based, just because you need that extra friction back there.
You see, I always thought like, well, it's only because I don't need it per se. Because
Mhm.
usually, like I'm not using a dildo, on myself, and the little contraction that I have like right here, you just need it to, whatever, because it's rubber. But other than that, it's kind of like, oh, I never knew the difference.
I get it. But yeah, I feel like water-based lube is definitely great for sensitive skin, and it's really good for like anything doing with vaginal intercourse. But silicone lube, I feel like that is really good for anal just because of that extra moisture that it has, and that wetness lasts longer. And hopefully, usually it doesn't get sticky compared to water-based lube. But there is
Interesting.
also a like hybrid, like 50-50 silicone water. And then there's also like coconut oil based lubes. That one I personally don't recommend, especially if you have sensitive skin.
I mean, like I understand, like, is that because of the flavor of the coconut, whatever? So I know
Mhm.
people like to, to lick lick,
Yeah.
yeah.
See, I feel like a lot of people got into using coconut oil as lube because yes, it's a natural based product and they want less chemicals in their body, but at the end of the day, people tend to forget the term cosmetonic, which means to clog your pores. And so coconut oil is actually one of those high concentrated oils that basically will clog your pores, and especially if you use it like after shaving and stuff like that, you are going to end up with ingrowns and bumps.
Well,
So,
I usually shave and don't even do anything, but I use a clipper
yeah.
and not a razor usually when I shave.
Well,
But
see, with clippers, you're not actually getting down into the actual like layer of the skin.
Mhm.
So I feel like with that, you don't really have to worry about like your hair getting like clogged or anything or any
Well, that's
ingrowns.
why again that's why I don't need anything because it's just like getting the surface. And sometimes it get like the ones I use, clippers I use, it gets really in there. But
Oh yeah.
you know, Manscaped,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Not sponsored by Manscaped, but even I have one.
yeah, you gotta make sure you know your hair is like at least reasonably reasonable down there
Mhm.
because you don't want somebody to get a hairball.
For real, I think I've actually done some live streams and even solo videos where I was like manscaping down there, just using the
You,
manscape to just clean everything up.
I was just telling someone this like a few days ago. This I don't know what this video episode's going up, y'all. This is just a mini episode because our guest was unable to show up. She just texted me back, matter of fact. But I'm gonna tell Sarah what they said after the podcast. But since someone didn't show up, and but I was telling someone the other day that they should actually do a video of like because they were saying yeah he said well make sure you get my video now before like of like your get your customs in now if you
Mm.
want a hairy pussy video and I'm like you gotta make sure like you know but like when you shave it you know you do a whole video of you shaving it because kinks
Yes,
kinks
absolutely.
people
So I actually started doing shaving videos pretty early on. It was one of my amateur like first like amateur films that I did was actually me and Ace just at home in the bathtub. He's helping me shave. And then I didn't really do it that often, but every once in a while I would do it and I haven't done it in a while, like filmed one of those kinds of videos. But recently, a fan actually messaged me and was like, "Hey, I see your bush is getting nice and hairy. When are you gonna do that shaving video again?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Yeah, the recreation of this other like professional scene." And I was like, wait, is that what I've been doing this whole time? And I watched it and it was such a sexy scene that I have to recreate that from beginning to end. I was like, yes, let's do it. More shaving kink.
I mean you know I will say before like these kinks some of them don't surprise me anymore like I can't think it's like I think it's like when it comes to kinks, like I think if you're not into it
Mhm,
and then it's new to you, and then you hear someone talk about it, and it just throws you off because it just feels weird. And
mhm.
like, I mean, I understand like in my brain when I hear someone say, "Yeah, I want this shaving video," and it's like like if you ask Sarah for a shaving video, it's kind of like, "Oh, Sarah, can you open up a gift?" And so basically when you're shaving, like you're revealing the gift, depending on
Mhm.
where is it at, like on your vagina, because like not vagina, but on your genital areas, because
Yeah.
you're shaving away like whatever. I don't like, I don't know how your hair grows down there, but some people it just looks like an afro sheen, and other people it just looks like it grows in really correctly. Like I don't know how to describe it. And then some people
No,
like
I get what you mean,
and
actually.
then some people like go all out, and do like they do themselves doing the shapes, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Because I forget
See,
who.
the only shapes I've really done was the heart and then obviously like the landing strips. But my bush actually grows out really pretty. I don't
Oh,
know if you've seen it lately, but I do have some pictures on
you
Twitter at
you
least.
you've showed me your bush recently.
Yeah, but it grows in super like dainty. There's not much hair like around the booty hole or the backside. Like it's all just like on my lips and then
Is
like
it
just the
is
top
it
part.
is it more than it was before?
Yes, this is probably the thickest that I've had by bush, but that's just because I'm doing very specific like customs and solo videos, like a lot of bush
So
fetish.
and this is just a random question since we don't know. So are you gonna have it? Are you gonna have it? Is she still gonna be Afroist next week, or is she gonna be
Um,
clean?
no, she will be trimmed for next week for my LA trip. So what I'm going to do is film my shaving scene basically like 2 days before I fly out. And well, yeah, 2 days before I fly out, and then I'm just going to do a very sexy, like it's still gonna be a bush, but the lips are gonna be completely shaved, and then the top will be like nice and trimmed, and everything will look neat. It'll
See,
most likely be in its heart shape.
see, I'm always like keen to the landing strip, if anything, because like
Mhm.
I don't know, it's like I've always like that little thin layer, or at least
Mhm.
like just that little thin air, like because it's kind of like you're licking the like the runway. Like
Yeah.
just skeeting in there, And I
Mhm.
always like the landing strip over just completely bald because
Mhm.
it feels like, sometimes like like if people out there, girls out there, you ever kiss somebody uh and I hear people say like if they're shaving whatever and you can feel the scuff what's
It's
called
double.
stubble a little bit, thank you. It's kind of like that because you can feel it because it's growing back, and it's
Yeah.
kinda like that. That's why I like the landing strip because I know it's not as that stubble.
Mhm. See,
So
as cute as the landing strip is, it takes more maintenance. So that's
yeah, I
one of
know.
the reasons I only do it when I'm like really traveling and like filming a lot. But it's just like it takes so much maintenance. You have to shave it like every like I'd say 3 days, at least for me.
Oh,
And then
I know, I know. I'm just saying, like, when people always talk about, I'm not gonna stand up, I'm not working anywhere, but when people talk about what they like when it comes to the appearance of a vagina, or
Mhm,
whatever, and they would say, "Yeah, I like it bald. I like this. I like the shape. I like I like an arrow. Stuff like that." It's
mhm,
like I understand, like no matter what you do, like even having a bush takes maintenance. You're not just like waking up in the morning, just like, oh, my bush is growing, and don't touch your bush. You're like making sure that it looks decent. Well,
mhm,
some people are because I've seen girls. Uh, who just let it go all over the place and it just doesn't look right. I mean, I've seen some, it is like, I'm not really into like pussies being too hairy. And,
mhm.
but there are some girls who it just looks right on. Cause
Yeah.
like, and I don't want to say names because some of these girls that I know that look right on are retired or semi-retired. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. I wait like I'm raised like my hand is up and at the bottom you can see the thing with the hand. I don't know if you can see it. I see it at the very bottom. It shows my hand up. Anyway, train of thought.
That confused
Um,
me.
but yeah, some girls it looks really, really good on.
Mhm.
And they're not in the industry anymore. So wait a minute, I can say their name. Lyra Lockhart. Her pussy looked really good
Oh,
with her, like, and she kept it
yes.
really hairy, you know.
Perfect.
But there were some girls who I'm not gonna say their names because that's just mean, that didn't keep it right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've noticed that. Like, I'm not gonna say that. oh, it's easy to maintain it, but like, you just go in kind of like massaging your hair, like massage it, kind of have the curls go into certain patterns, like make it look pretty, fluff it up a little bit. Like, I don't know, it's relatively easy. And I like to put vitamin E oil on my bush.
You know what? I wonder. I like while we're talking right now, I want to Google and see if and see if I Google pussy shampoo, what comes up.
There is
It is
what's that
like
brand?
30,
Coochie King?
$35. Uh, pussy sha- pussy shampoo. Uh,
I I haven't necessarily heard of shampoo, but I knew that there was like a conditioner. I would give it a
his
try.
well, this is talking about pH balance. I'm not talking about pH balance. I was talking about, yeah, all this stuff is showing me pH balance now. But
Oh, I get it. Yeah,
it's like
no.
showing me Vagisil and stuff. Um,
I mean,
oh,
that would be
flower
relatively good.
flower power cheat juicy vagina moisturizer.
Okay. Flower power. I'll take that.
Ooh.
But no, I think, let me Google it real quick, but there is this
I'm
like
just reading this
coochie
stuff. It's
free.
hilarious. It's hilarious. But
Let me see.
but
Yeah, there's one literally called like a coochie cream, I think.
I think I do have some like I do have the stuff to, make sure it's pH balanced in my other room, but like in my closet of doom. But it's kind of like you gotta get you gotta get there first.
Yeah. Mm, wait,
Yeah,
is that what I was using? I just now realized that I think I was using a shaving cream as a conditioner and then just not shaving. I mean, I guess that technically works the same, huh?
yeah. So I wonder. I'm Googling I try to Google what are new sex kinks, and this thing tried to it's listing stuff, but it's like stuff that's been around for forever. So I'm like, oh, they just haven't caught it. Okay, I'm looking up the things right now. I would have I continue this link. Oh, you're on your phone. Never mind. It's weird.
Mhm.
Um, but it's just like the very first one is one that I really, really, really don't get and will never get, and it's age play. And no,
Oh, I was laughing until I wasn't.
bondage. Number two is bondage.
See,
Three,
that's sexy.
breeding kink. When someone has a breeding kink, they often ejaculate having come, whether it's semen or some type of homemade recipe, inside of them and talk dirty about pregnancy. That's different. Cuckolding, I know what that is, and voyeurism. Because
Mhm.
I voyeurism is not. I was talking about voyeurism last night, matter of fact. Let me before I start. So I was telling someone when it comes to me being a voyeur, and I was because like anybody who's been in my house knows I'm like you can't see me right now, y'all out there, but I'm wearing headphones. And like for me, whenever someone's in my house, recording or doing stuff, I put my headphones in because like no matter where I live, I can hear everything really clearly. And I put my
Mhm.
headphones on and I play stuff so I don't hear anybody. Because I feel like, if I'm in the room with somebody and they are okay with me, watching whatever, that's the only way I can really enjoy voyeurism. If it's oh yes, please watch us have sex, whatever, and just sit back and you can do whatever you want to do, just sit back, enjoy the show, which
Mhm.
I don't mind doing. And personally I prefer, be two women than anything else, but that's neither here nor there. But but yeah, but I was saying if I'm in the and Sarah knows, like I told you before,
So
like
I'm laughing quietly over here.
with her and her partner, like, and they go at it. And like if I hear that, like I have my headphones on and I cut it up so I don't hear anything because I feel it feels a little weird just sitting back in at a distance, just saying, "Oh, they're going at it." You know, it just feels weird to me.
Hearing the uh, uh,
Yeah. Or and then the run was, yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
good girl. And it's like, okay. And yeah, and like, you know, it is what it is. But it's kind of like, okay, I'll put my headphones on because I feel that it's not the same as, you know, it's it's weird to say it's not consensual, but it just feels wrong, you
I
know.
get it.
And like I can see like and it's different like from watching a porno or whatever because that's an actual show and they're not supposed to do it. But if you're watching it in person and you're actually being a voyeur or you're being a cuckold, whatever, or whatever, it for me it just feels like you really need to yeah, for me, it has to be consensual. Then, like, you know, you have your chair or your couch or you have wherever you're sitting at, and it's okay for you to be there. It just feels weird. And like, and all this came up was because we were sitting in the living room watching television, and we were waiting for our DoorDash delivery, and I heard a door shut and like she didn't hear the door shut. And I'm like, yeah, someone's outside, way in front, probably in the circle somewhere of the house. And honestly, I went outside to look, and they were across the street going to the. And I'm like, as I can hear the. That's right. That's one thing. I'm getting old, but my ears still work good, so I hope that stays
Yeah.
forever. You know, but like, yeah. And I said that's one thing I have my good ears. And I don't like to hear at a distance having sex unless I'm sitting there watching, like, oh.
Well,
And I like,
I'm guessing it's because you feel like you're infringing on people's privacy,
yeah,
unless they've specifically been like, "Hey, come watch
yeah.
this."
And I mean, like, the people who, like, 90% of people who have sex in my house wouldn't care if I sat back and watched them.
Hmm.
Not all the time, but, you know, they wouldn't care if I sat back and watched them. But it's kind of like, it's still like, even though I've seen probably everybody who's been in my house, private areas, either in person or or on video at this point.
Hmm.
Um, it still doesn't feel yeah. Matter of fact, crap, I'm thinking in this house, yeah, no, outside of like anybody who's not a in porn. Yeah, because everybody else I've seen. Yeah, because they're not performers. But yeah, at this point.
But still, most of the people that come over are performers.
Yeah, I mean, because I
And
have
or performer adjacent.
like I have my barbecues before, you know, here, whatever, and like I invite civilians, you want to say, civilian people that aren't in porn, and I haven't seen their genitalia. You know, it's not like I want to say, oh damn, I haven't seen their genitalia, so it's a requirement now for me to see their
Hmm.
genitalia, and it's not. But yeah,
It's one of those where if they're comfortable
yeah.
taking their clothes off, then let them do it.
Well, that's why I need to hurry up and because I haven't did it because it's been cold. I got to
Hmm.
put my fence up on my right side just to block off the view of the this right side neighbors. And I think it's like it's my backyard. I can do what the heck I want, but it's still about I don't know. Like I haven't went out and met like I don't know if my neighbors have children.
Hmm.
And so for that reason, and that's the main reason I would put it up, is because I don't want, you know, a 7-year-old to look over and say, oh, ooh, you know, and it's all about, you know,
Yeah.
this is weird. But going down this list, uh electric stimulation. I like electrocution. If people know how to do it right.
My body can't handle it. My body's too sensitive for it. I've tried it and failed.
Okay, erratic humiliation. So look, here's the deal, and that's one thing I don't get. I'm gonna go down this list because expositionism. I'm gonna like see it just go down a few. Food play that could be sexy, and I'm gonna tell you why in a second.
Mhm.
Like no, foot fetish is the most disgusting thing in the world. Ew.
Yeah, we say that every
No,
episode.
I'm going
Every
down. I'm
episode.
going down this list. I'm literally going down this list.
I know.
Gagging, impact play. Uh, cateral. Anyway, a fascination with mirrors. Like having a mirror, like like you had like watching yourself have sex.
Yeah.
I've never done it, but it's a mirror right here now, and like my first thought was like, it was just like someone just like looking at themselves like, yeah, yeah,
It can be hot with the right partner, it can be hot, but it's not an every time kind of
you know.
thing.
You see latex fetishes, or a lactate fetish, object fetish. Pet play is disgusting. Well, praise kink. I like praise kink. I know you like praise kink. That's
Mm.
you.
Yeah.
Pregnancy kink,
Oh,
sadism. That was the last one. Um, which one did I say I wanted to go back to? I forget. Well,
Eroto, eroto humiliation, I think was one that you mentioned.
yeah. So here's the deal.
Yeah, I think that's the one that you said
Yeah.
you were going to talk
So
about.
here's the deal. I get it, but I don't get it, and it's only because and the reason I get it is because like I am a little sadistic. I like pain. But I believe it's a big fine line between pain, pain physically and pain emotionally. Because
Yeah.
if you pain me emotionally, you're gonna make me cry, and no one wants to see an ugly cry from a man. So so that's
Oh
just
my God. I get what you mean, though.
I don't
I'm
want
not one for erotic humiliation. I'm usually more about like praise as opposed to that. I feel like they're exact opposites.
has anybody actually do an SDI? SDH?
Mm, I have done like two customs like that before, but that's not really my forte. So I feel like my fans know that and they don't really ask me for it. They want me
For
to
about there,
praise their cat.
SDH is small dick humiliation.
Hmm.
Um, and I know there's because I've seen like I've recorded videos and edited videos of people doing SDH or like people who like to be called short, and if they're really short, being called like little midget, like stuff like that, and it's like, well, damn, bro, you into that? It's like, okay. But it's also because I've seen weird things, and because we've had numerous guests on here and they came on here and said what their fans want them to do, it
Hmm.
always just seems a little different.
Yeah.
Because I always bring up the one that I had for a while, which was, the person who just wanted to see some that still get like that forever gonna get me. You want someone fully clothed making fart noises with their armpits. And that's it. And it's
Yeah.
like you don't even want to see a titty. I want to at least see a titty. Like and like I mean I would pay for it. It's like at least give me a titty. Like so like when you do it, your titty is bouncing.
Yeah.
But
It all depends on what your kink is, if that's really what it is. And at the end of the day, people's kinks really boil down to psychology. So
understand.
that's why
Well,
we can't always understand them.
I mean, there's people who have like, and this is crazy too. People have sleeping kinks just to watch people sleep, and it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy that on Twitch now you can actually just put "I'm sleeping" and just record yourself sleeping, and that's it. and and like I seen this is yesterday, mind you. Like I seen someone who I know is a porn performer on one. It
Mhm.
didn't say what she was doing. And I clicked it, whatever, because it was her birthday, whatever. And she was just in there sleeping, and people just in there just talking about her sleeping, and like I'm like, this is weird. This is weird.
Yeah. See, I first realized that that was a kink when I saw a movie about it. I forgot what it's called, but basically, these girls get paid to go to this mansion and just essentially they get like a beauty treatment and then they just go to sleep and then someone watches them sleep and then they get paid and then go home. And I was like, what the heck? I could do that.
Well, I was like, and I'm gonna say this because like I don't think she would mind. I was talking to our friend of the podcast, Pasta Slut, the other day, and it was about the job people do for cuddling,
Hmm.
and I'm like, that I can get because like you are just sleeping, you're not like physically sticking something into somebody. And it was because I was on the phone with someone else, um and I was talking about like cuddling. I'm like, I love cuddling, whatever. And I said like sometimes you just want to cuddle, like you could be fully in pajamas and everything, and you just want to be held sometimes. And I'm like, you don't even gotta touch a titty. You don't your dick doesn't even have to fully be immersed on the if you're the big spoon. Your dick doesn't even have to be fully immersed on the girl's behind, or whatever you like out there. Um but yeah, it's as long as I can like put my hand like where your belly button is. That's all I ask. So it's a full cuddle. It's not just like I'm on you in a weird way, awkward. It feels like this just looks weird. But right there, we good because yeah, and nothing else, like cuddling is fun. But and I get that, but just watching someone sleep is kind of like it just feels like you're waiting for someone to go to sleep to take advantage of them.
Yeah.
That's what's in my brain when I think about sleeping kinks.
See, I feel like part of the sleeping kink is watching someone when they're vulnerable, is like
Okay.
seeing that exposed vulnerability and the fact that you can do something to them, but maybe you're choosing not to, you know? I feel like maybe that's what the mentality of that kink is? Question
Okay.
mark.
I mean, teach his own.
Yeah,
Because
I feel like it's an understandable kink. But I personally don't care to watch people sleep.
yeah, because some people drool. They don't realize it. I drool.
I drool sometimes, but I feel like it's more of like when I'm getting sick, you know, and sometimes when my like lymph nodes will swell up or whatever, I'll start drooling.
I don't. This is crazy. I'm doing for you. You've stepped at my house a lot. I don't think
Mhm.
I've ever watched like seen you like in a deep sleep, like just sleeping. But every time I think like every time that we've been, it's either like I'm like, yeah, I don't pay attention to
Yeah.
it. I think it was
I mean,
I think it would only been one time that would have happened, and
mhm.
that was during
The
the
sleepover.
no, because I got like it was too dark.
Oh yeah, that's true.
The only time I think it was during the Angel and Devil shoot.
Oh yeah, but I don't feel like I was like in a deep sleep.
You know, I mean, but that was
Yeah,
also the first.
I wasn't
That
like
was also the first time it was like an overnight with me and you. So
Mhm,
even though you trust me,
mhm.
you didn't know me enough to trust.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Even subconsciously.
yeah. I'm not
Mhm.
creepy, y'all. Just to let you
He's
know.
He's absolutely not. We've known each other for
I'm
what,
not,
6 years now?
I'm not, it's probably more than that. 2017, 2000, yeah, 17,
Yeah,
8
so
years.
7, 8 years. Yeah,
Well,
see?
eight
No,
years in May.
okay. Damn, you know exactly when, because it was what, XRCO Awards?
XRCO Awards.
Yeah.
So it was
Sweet.
XRC Awards in 2017. And I remember where too, because they do it at the same place. It was around the Fountain area when I met you.
Oh yeah. Where
Yeah.
we took pictures and I was like, who's this creep?
Yeah. It was this
This
weird, weird ass dude. Like, hey, asking my damn picture. I don't know you. Am I gonna get that picture?
Honestly, for events like that, when I see someone with a professional camera, I assume there's some sort of media, but I also usually assume that I may not get those photos back unless
And
unless the event posts them or something like that.
yeah, and like the thing is like
But
this because there's so many indie photographers there too that's not with like the major companies. And it's
mhm,
like sometimes those are harder to get. But thing is like sometimes they go right up on that person's website and people don't know what website that is.
mhm,
And so that's why I do like try to like send a lot of them some of the pictures and say, here's the link for the rest
mhm.
of the pictures on the website, and stuff like that. So
That's so true.
I'm not with AVN XBiz or Porn
Hmm.
Crush, and I can tell you who's the photographer for each one of those sites.
Right?
No. Well, hold up. AVN not so much anymore. I don't know who does theirs now, but for XBiz and Porn Crush, I know exactly who both of those people are. So yeah.
So you know who to hit up to get the photos.
Mm.
Or you know who
Well,
we should hit up to get them
yeah.
photos.
Yeah, because XBiz is the photography guide, industry by Rick, and
Mhm.
Porn Crush or PC that is it Jay? Help me out.
Um,
The one that everybody
I think,
loves.
yeah, I think it might be Jay.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if he has a whole name that he get like Jay's Playhouse.
Yeah,
But
Jay's
yeah,
Playhouse.
there it is. Yeah, I know it's something. I'm like Jay. What's the rest of it?
Oh.
I know who it is. Like I can
Mhm.
describe you to him. But yeah, fantastic photographers out by the way. But yeah, but yeah. Train of thought gone. Oh, 'cause we're talking about you taking pictures. How did we get from anal to here?
We can talk about anal again if you'd like.
Oh no, no, I'm just wondering how we got from anal to taking pictures at the award shows. And I
I
know that's why we talk
there,
because we didn't even intend to talk about we didn't intend to talk about anything, but we just started talking about butt stuff and this is how Sarah mind works. You immediately went straight to booty.
I mean there was also no point for this like podcast. We didn't have like a topic or anything. We
I know,
were
but
just like,
no,
yeah,
because
let's film.
no.
Okay.
Y'all, you know
And
exactly what I mean. Y'all didn't listen to this podcast so far. I came on and said, Sarah, you ready? And she said, for what? Butt stuff? And it's like, what if I was talking about like talking about throwing a birthday party for somebody in July? You went straight to booty.
mind you, you caught me while I was sharpening my lip liner, so I didn't even like touch up my lips technically. So,
Well, I mean,
I'm just here,
Sarah,
here chatting.
Sarah, you have beautiful lips. They're okay.
Thank you. Have you seen the other ones?
I've seen them all. I've seen the upper lips, the bottom lips. I've seen the booty hole. I think I've seen every inch. I've
Oh
already,
yeah, up close and personal
I've seen every inch of
basically.
your body except for that little line that separates the back in the back of the hair. I haven't seen your back, Nick.
See it?
There we go. Now I've seen it all.
Mhm. Seen it all from head to toe, even the toes that he doesn't like.
Yeah, I didn't see your souls and everything.
Hmm.
Oh God. Yeah, now I
I
think
mean,
that
my booty hole been gaped open and he's seen into my soul, okay? He looked me deep in the eye and it winked.
you just made me think of something that I've seen recently, and I still don't get people eating cereal out of booty holes.
I'm sorry, what? Who?
People eating cereal out of booty holes.
I
Because
mean,
they like you gape it open,
yeah,
you put the cereal in there, and then you just fill it with milk, and then people just eat it.
that sounds like it would look hot.
I mean, like to each his own, because like again, like as I said earlier, like I don't really do butt stuff, but that's just
I would watch it
how can I say this?
for educational
Because I've
purposes.
never licked a booty hole, and even though I know people clean it all out
Mhm.
and it's clean, whatever. It's still like to me eating chitlins.
I get it.
And it's like, no matter how much you scrub and clean and, go inside there, soap it and, all the stuff you got to do to cleanse it all out,
Yeah,
you still got particles,
yeah,
you
for
know.
real. I mean, the way you can think about it is if like plastic was left soaking with things, and then that stuff got into the actual like microparticles of the plastic, and then bam, like you can't do anything with it. Like it's just always going to be there. And I don't know. I like anal, but I don't like eating ass. And that's just how it is for me at least. But I'll still eat it.
Yeah,
I'll
I've
still
seen
eat it
that.
if they ask me to.
See, you said what?
I'll still eat it if they ask me to, but I'm all about pleasure, giving and receiving, of course. But
I
definitely a giver.
I've seen like the thing is like it's always a debate when I listen to people conversations when they talk about, a dude getting his butt eaten,
Hmm.
and like the arguments about it being done is always like, Heron, this is what you really think?
I
That's that's something else.
don't know. I just feel like,
And it's for people who like to get it done, and for people who find it who try to use a derogatory word for people who like to get it done,
yeah, like there's really no reason to talk negatively about someone's kinks, Just accept that you don't understand them and
I
move
won't speak
on.
negative about 85 or 95% of the kinks. There are some out
Hmm.
here that I feel that aren't really kinks, but people try to say it's a kink.
Yep.
Um, and I'm gonna leave it at that. And y'all can use your imagination or take it out like how you want it. But there's some things out here that I feel like people are into, and they say, "Oh, that's my kink," but that's not a kink. That's just you being weird, or
Yep.
trying to find an excuse for the way you think, you know.
Hmm.
But yeah, like I've seen and I know people who matter of fact know for a fact I guess we're recording on later this week, and I don't know when this episode is going up because this can go up in it because that's why I didn't say no date specific thing. Someone
Hmm.
we have recording eventually this week, I've actually seen a video of her doing like a the blood the cut the blood kink,
Yeesh.
and I've seen it in person.
Hmm.
And like I know that it's like it's not like you're not going too deep that to cause harm. You're doing surface
Mhm.
level, so it's blood, but it's not, drenching, whatever, and it's not
Mhm.
going to cut any help me out here, any veins or anything like
Others.
yeah, anything that can kill you. And it's
Mhm.
like I don't get it, but there are people who were really, really enjoying what they were watching because I went to a BDSM show where they was showing you how to do certain things. And it's like
Mhm.
I saw that and was like, I don't get it, but okay. Like
Yeah.
I'm not I'm one that's not into ball busting. Like I love pain. I love getting inflicted pain on me. But ball busting always like not weird, but like I don't understand, And it's
Mhm.
like, I've been I've been kicked in the balls before. There's no pleasure in that to me. It's and
No.
it's like and like I tell people there's no way that a female can understand ball busting because they can't understand the pain. Just like us men will never know the pain of childbirth, stuff like that.
Mhm.
But like to me, it feels like imagine like all your nerve endings just being struck at once, and then all the blood in your body like just trying to like trying to figure out where to go to. It's just a stinging sensation, like being stung by like a wasp. You know, like yeah, that's what it feels like to me. It's like it's just a horrible, and that's why when you see dudes like get kicked in the balls, they immediately drop and hover, and they kind of,
Yeah.
and it's because like that's painful. And there's dudes that who like ball busting who just stand there and just get kicked like 20 times in the nuts, and they're like, yeah, more, more. Like,
Mm.
sorry.
I've gotten a couple requests to do collabs or like paid collabs for that kind of fetish, but I don't know if it's weird to say, but I'm too sweet to do ball busting. Like I will step on it gently, and even then I don't put all my weight on it, even though I'm only like 110 pounds. And people are like, if it's their fetish to actually be stepped on and stuff, they'll be like, no, put all your weight on it, put all your weight on it. I'm like, I can't do it. And so it's just, I don't know, a certain kinks is like, I would try them, but I'm too like timid or not dominant enough to do those
I've
kinds of
seen a
things.
ball busting person doing it person, and this is at this BDSM thing I was at.
Mhm.
Um, and the person was they were a heavier person, and they just stepped on the where the nuts are at and just stood all the way up and stepped over. And you know what went through my brain was just like y'all ever see a walnut get cracked? That was what through my brain at that moment. Was just that full on cracking, the crackling of the nuts.
I understand BDSM, but I'm not one that can watch like a certain amount of pain. I can't. I feel like I'm just a very like physically sensitive person, so it's like
Yeah, you bruise easy though too.
yeah, I bruise super super easily. I remember I was watching this like fire cupping performance, and then afterwards they were like letting people try it out.
Mhm.
And at that point, people kind of already knew that just because I had already been to that event or that location a few times, they knew that I bruise easily, like from flogging that I had done before and then some restraint stuff. So they were like, okay, let's test it out on you. And they tested it out and they didn't even have it on for that long and I bruised so bad. And same with the electroplay. They tried it on my thigh at the lowest setting, and I ended up with welts. And I was just like, "Mm."
Yeah, I've always like the thing is like for me is like I like electro stuff like around like my nipples
Hmm.
and my breastplate, but not too much on my heart, but just like
Yeah.
a little, and it feels good, and then
Mhm.
yeah, so it depends on I think it really depends on where it's done at,
Mhm.
but I can understand like yeah, for you it really depends on it really depends on where they're actually going to do it at.
Well, I mean, they did it on like the meaty portion of my thigh, and it still like
No, no,
swelled
no,
up.
no, 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 no. I
Like,
mean, for you, like it probably wouldn't work. But if they do it around your, and if it's a light one, a light little, like
mhm.
around the nipples, it feels so much different than them immediately trying to put it like on like a place that can bruise really, really easy.
That's true. That's true.
So it is what it is. So yeah,
Mhm.
if y'all like anal, and you got to hit up Sarah Lace and be like, yeah, Sarah Lace, we hear you like anal.
Look, if you want to know the correlation from how we started with anal to how we ended up talking about award shows, I mean, I was nominated for anal performer. So, like there is still a correlation even if we didn't think about it earlier.
I mean, you know, I, honestly, I don't think I ever recorded you doing anal.
No.
No, I've never recorded you
Mm-mm.
doing it.
I've done anal at your place a few times, but Ace has filmed those.
Yeah, I've, 'cause the thing is like I know when you're at my place, it's more so girl stuff,
Mhm.
and I don't think yeah, like you never need it for yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, have I done girl anal? Hmm.
Uh-oh,
I
who's gonna pop your girl cherry?
right? Like
Girl
I
anal
think I've
cherry.
I've only done like girl anal when it's been in a threesome, and it's really not the same thing as like a girl putting a strap on and just taking my booty hole. So submit your applications here, please.
Who do you like? Well, we'll know this is gonna be record like when it's gonna go out, but if you haven't hopefully you haven't lost it by now. But who do you want to take your anal virginity for females?
Honestly, I feel like for this, I'm not very like picky, but I would prefer it to be someone that I've already filmed with before. Someone that I've
Yes,
already like,
yeah, that knows your booty hole. That knows
yeah,
your
someone
body.
that kind of knows my body a little bit more and like, you know, we already have that chemistry, so my booty hole like can loosen up and it won't clench and be like, who is this person in me?
I mean, well, yeah, but you well, I think I don't know because I know it feels different when it's a fake dick compared to a real dick.
Mhm.
So
Absolutely. But it's still different also using a dildo on yourself versus having someone else use it on you. Like there's
yeah.
definitely creates different sensations doing it like that. So,
Yeah, because you're
I'm
more
a
like
sexy meat eater
if
and
you do it on
someone
your
else.
if you do it on yourself, you're controlling where the dick goes. But then if
Hmm.
someone's in a strap on and they use it, you don't necessarily know like where it's gonna go because they're in the motion.
Yes, exactly. Plus, if they don't have a dick, they can't feel it? So they're just like looking down
Well,
like is it is it
depends.
feeling good? Is it right? Like
Because I mean like I think I showed it to you before they have that the strap on that penetrates them too.
mhm. They're
Oh,
easy. I have a vibrator like that.
somebody here Someone was here and they took. I think they grabbed the triple one, the
Ooh,
one that goes into the
what?
vagina, into the booty hole of the girl you're having sex with, and the
Yeah.
other one that goes into them. Someone took that, and
Okay.
in my brain, I really I have not seen someone use one that goes inside of them, but
Mhm.
I kind of want to see it in person,
Yeah, I get what you mean. Like
respectfully.
that'd be hot to see, or film even, you know?
Yeah, because I
But I
mean,
actually do have a vibrator that I have not used that I need to use it. And it's actually created for women by women, basically, where it inserts on both of them and they kind of have that dual vibrator stimulation.
mhm.
And there's even one in the middle where if you're like rubbing your clit together, it kind of will vibrate right there in between both of the clits. And it's actually like from the videos that I have seen of it, like it it works very well. And they can actually use it in like so many different positions because it's actually flexible and it'll move with people. So think about it like two two women scissoring with this toy in them. And they can move from scissoring to just cuddling and
Can I
just
ask you a serious question? Like what you
yeah.
just said. Does scissoring actually even feel good?
Mm,
Honestly,
to
like,
be honest, let's be honest here. It doesn't do anything extra spectacular. If you're rubbing the clit properly on each other, then yeah, there'll be that friction, but it honestly won't be like enough, like because you're only getting like the top part. You're not really like stimulating the entire like area. So I feel like scissoring would probably be better with like a toy like this where there's the actual vibrations and a little bit of penetration at the same time,
because I always looked at it and like was been like, this looks just so. Like, I always found it boring. Like I don't like. And I love to watch Girl. That's the only part that I skip.
Yeah.
Like
Physically, it's kind of awkward to get into. Like
unless
I
unless it's a
maybe I was just
dildo, unless it's a
inexperienced, but
dildo in
like,
between you and you're grinding whatever, and it's going back and like, and you're doing like a humping thing. Like so, it's like a one of the thing that like one of those like
ooh, the
where it's a
double dildo.
no, like yeah, that or one of the ones that has like a little plastic line, so it comes to an end. So it's doing like you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I just don't know what it's
Yeah.
called.
So, but yeah, it's a double edged sword or whatever. But it's
Yeah.
like okay, you're humping, so it's like you're hitting an end, so you're bouncing off something, whatever. I like that, whatever. But if
Hmm.
it's just you're rubbing, you're barely touching the lips. Like, yeah, you like this, we love this, and I'm like, this
Hmm.
looks so damn boring. And that's
Yeah.
just me.
I'd
And
personally watch I would prefer to watch someone get like eaten out and fingered at the same time as opposed to scissored. Because just personally, like there's more going on. There's more like actual pleasure, and at least from my mindset, that feels better. Like, yeah, eat that pussy, like finger it, whatever. Versus like, oh yeah, scissor it. That's right, do it. In my head,
I,
that's just how I watch porn, okay? I'm just
Hmm.
dirty talking in my head to the camera, like, yeah,
Yeah, because I think it's
do
like I know like I don't know. The thing is like and that's what makes it easy for me to record because I know what I enjoy. So I look at it from that perspective of like what me as a consumer would enjoy rather than, what I think will look good. And that's just one position I never understood. To this day, I never understood it.
But I do think that next week when I do some content, I'm gonna bring this toy and see who wants to scissor me and see if it feels better with this dual toy in
Well,
between us.
I mean, like, I've been hit up like a few times where people saying, "Hey, ask Sarah if she wants to touch me inappropriately."
Touch me inappropriately.
Yeah, like,
Or
well,
something.
like literally, it's been four people so far,
That's awesome though.
and like I've told you about three of them. The other person asked me last night, so that's four.
But yeah, I'm totally gonna bring the toy and be like, you wanna play?
So, but we got a whole hour out the way. Sarah, real quick, where can they see your booty hole?
You guys can find me on iamsarahLace.com. All of my links and my social medias will be on there.
I'm Raw Star, on Twitter and on Instagram, RAWSTARR. We are the Burbank Memphis on Twitter or Instagram rather. Burbank Memphis on Facebook and on the what's that thing called? On the Twitter, on X and Blue Sky. We'll see you all next week. And it sucks that our guest didn't show up today, but this was fun. And she did apologize to me, and I think I know what happened. And I'm gonna tell Sarah after the podcast.
It's okay.
But be well, stay blessed, and be good to everybody.
And don't forget to buy our merch.
Yes, buy the merch, y'all. Buy the merch. And I can't find the button right now, so I'm gonna keep on talking until I can find the button. Because
Thanks
there
for
we go.
watching. We love you guys.